If you're a senior and your balance feels unreliable, if you fear stairs or grip handrails like a lifeline, this episode will reconnect you to the earth in a way you haven't felt in years. Now imagine this. You're walking down a familiar street or through a grocery store. Suddenly the floor feels unstable, like you're walking on the deck of a ship in rough waters. Your legs feel heavy and confidence vanishes. You stop moving naturally and start shuffling, terrified that one wrong move could make you fall. Sound familiar? Well, here's what most seniors are never told about balance loss after 60. A revealing study published in 2021 by the Journal of Foot and Ankle Research found that over 70% of falls in older adults weren't caused by inner ear problems or weak legs. Instead, researchers discovered a hidden mechanical failure in the feet, specifically toes that had lost contact with the ground, reducing stability by nearly 20% without the person even realizing it. And there is more. Seniors who regained their stability all shared one habit. They practiced a specific set of foot exercises that reconnected their toes to the ground, instantly expanding their base of support and restoring the brain's ability to sense balance. And Japan's oldest practicing doctor has been copying the same protocol to help seniors throw away their canes for decades. And tonight, he's going to show you the same process. Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast. Doctor, this topic feels incredibly urgent.
It is urgent, John, because when seniors lose trust in their own feet, their world shrinks. They stop walking, stop visiting friends, stop living. But the method I am about to share proves that balance is not gone forever. It is simply sleeping in your shoes, and we can wake it up.
That's right, because the seniors I talk to aren't just afraid of falling. They're afraid of losing their independence. They feel like their body is betraying them.
Exactly. That fear causes tension, which makes the problem worse. Tonight, we reverse that. We will reconnect your brain to the ground. We will relax the hidden tension in your feet, and you will feel the difference in your very first step.
I'm ready, but before we start, I want everyone watching to participate. Pause the video right now and comment a 1 if you feel like your balance isn't what it used to be, and comment a 2 if you've ever had a fall because of it.
Yes, please share. Because whether you are already using a cane or just feeling slightly unsure, the solution begins in the same place.
For me, I've had patients say it feels like their feet are numb blocks of wood. So tell us, what is the plan for this session?
In the next few minutes, I'll guide you through a complete balance restoration routine. We'll start with a 10-second visual test that reveals if your toes are floating. Then we'll use a simple towel exercise to wake up the foot's grasping muscles. I'll show you a specific stretch to release the tight tendons pulling your toes up, and we'll finish with a standing movement that teaches your brain to trust your feet again.
I can't wait to get started, but first I have one critical question. Why does this happen? Why do our toes stop touching the ground properly after 60, without us even noticing?
This is the missing piece of the balance puzzle. Most people think stability comes from strong thigh muscles or a tight core. While those matter, your foot is the engineering masterpiece that actually keeps you upright. It has 4 distinct contact points: the heel, the outer arch, the ball of the foot, and, most critically, the toes.
So the toes aren't just there for decoration.
Far from it. Think of your toes as anchors. When you lean forward or shift your weight, your toes are supposed to grip the ground instantly, sending a lightning-fast signal to your brain that says, "We are tilting. Correct now." They are your body's first line of defense against gravity.
But that system breaks down?
It does, and here is the hidden anchor theory that changes everything. In many older adults, the toes stop touching the ground completely. We call this floating toe. The heel is down, the ball of the foot is down, but the toes are lifted slightly in the air or curled up so only the tips touch. This means you have lost 20% of your support surface.
That sounds dangerous, like trying to stand on a table with one leg shorter than the others.
Exactly. A table with a short leg will stand fine if you don't touch it, but the moment you push it, it tips over. That is your body with floating toes. You might stand okay, but if you stumble, your brain expects the toes to catch you, and they aren't there. That split-second delay is where falls happen.
So how can someone know if they have this?
We are going to do a simple 10-second test right now. Everyone, please stand up if you can, preferably barefoot or in socks. Look down at your feet. Don't try to correct them, just observe.
I'm looking. What should we see?
Look closely at your toes. Are your toenails pointing straight up at the ceiling, or are they pointing slightly backward toward you? Do you see daylight under your toes? If your toes are lifted, curled, or not pressing firmly into the floor while you stand relaxed, you have floating toes. Your anchors are up.
I see a little gap under my big toe actually. I never noticed that before. Please everyone tell me in the comments what you are seeing back home.
That gap is exactly what we are going to fix tonight. That space between your toe and the floor is a disconnected signal. Your brain isn't receiving the data it needs to keep you safe. But the good news is we can reconnect it, and it starts with a simple towel.
Let's do it. What's the first step?
This first exercise is a classic in rehabilitation, but most people do it wrong. It is designed to reintroduce your brain to the muscles that control your toes. You will need a small hand towel and a chair. Sit comfortably with your feet flat on the floor.
And we put the towel under our foot.
Yes. Place the towel flat in front of you and put your bare foot on the edge of it. Now, your goal is to grab the fabric with your toes and pull it toward you, scrunching it up under your arch.
That sounds simple enough.
It sounds simple, but here is the critical nuance that changes everything. Most people just curl their toes like hooks. Don't do that. Instead, try to spread your toes wide first, like a fan. Reach forward with them, grab the fabric as far out as possible, and then pull it back.
So it's a reaching movement, not just a curling movement.
Exactly. Imagine your toes are fingers trying to pick something up. This activates the deep intrinsic muscles of the foot that have been asleep for decades. When you do this correctly, you might feel a sudden cramp in your arch.
I was just going to ask, what if it cramps?
Don't be alarmed. A cramp is actually a good sign. It means those dormant muscles have suddenly received a wake-up call and they are confused. If it cramps, stop. Massage the arch gently for a moment and try again with less force. Do not push through pain, but do not give up.
How long should we do this for?
Aim for about 2 minutes per foot. Pull the towel, straighten it out, and pull it again. With every repetition, you are strengthening the connection between your brain and your anchors. Over time, you will be able to bunch up the entire towel effortlessly. That means your foot is becoming a functional tool again.
That makes sense. We're rebuilding the hardware, but you mentioned something about tight tendons pulling the toes up.
Yes, even if your muscles get stronger, they can't put your toes on the ground if the tendons on top of your foot are too tight. Think of them like tight ropes, constantly pulling your toes toward the ceiling. We must loosen those ropes, and that brings us to the second exercise, which targets the extensors, the tendons on the top of your foot that become short and stiff from years of shoes and inactivity. When these are tight, your toes physically cannot lie flat.
So we're stretching the top of the foot. How do we do that?
Let me explain that. Stay seated. Take your left foot and place it up on your right knee like you're crossing your legs. If that's difficult due to hip stiffness, you can place your foot on a low stool in front of you. The key is that you need to be able to reach your foot with your hand.
Got it. I'm in position. And to everyone doing these exercises with us right now, if it's going too fast, know you can slow down or pause the video. Always follow your own pace.
Right. Now let's grasp the top of your foot with your hand, covering your toes with your palm. Very slowly and smoothly, pull your toes and foot down toward the sole, tucking them under. You are essentially curling the toes and stretching the top of the ankle.
Where should I feel this?
You should feel a pleasant tension along the top of your foot and maybe up into your shin. It should not be painful. Aim for a sweet stretch, about a 4 out of 10 in intensity. And here is the rule. You must hold this for 30 seconds.
Why exactly 30 seconds?
Because connective tissue is stubborn. For the first 15 or 20 seconds, the tissue resists. Only after about 30 seconds does the nervous system realize it is safe to let go and actually lengthen the tissue. If you let go sooner, you are wasting your time.
And after the stretch?
This is the secret sauce, John. Without lowering your leg, immediately massage the foot. Use your hand to squeeze the foot firmly from top and bottom, like a vice. Knead it from the toes back to the heel. We want to press hard here. You are pushing blood into the tissues you just stretched and telling the brain, this is your new range of motion.
It feels remarkably good, actually, like waking up a limb that's been asleep.
It does. Now slowly lower that left foot to the floor and compare it to the right one. Does it feel flatter? Does it feel wider?
It absolutely does. It feels like it's melting into the floor more than the other one.
That is the sensation of a grounded anchor. Now repeat this on the right leg. Stretch for 30 seconds, then deep massage. This cycle, stretch plus massage, is powerful. I recommend doing it 3 to 4 times a day, especially after walking.
This is great for sitting, but we need to balance while standing. Is there a way to deepen this stretch using our body weight?
Yes, and the next exercise takes it to a new level. It forces the toes to straighten out and accept load, which is critical for walking confidence. For this third exercise, we need a wall for safety. We are going to use your body weight to stretch the front of the ankle and toes much more deeply than your hand ever could.
Okay, walk us through the setup.
Please stand sideways to the wall, close enough so you can place your hand on it for total stability. Now, take the foot that is furthest from the wall, let's say your right foot, and reach it slightly behind you and flip your toes under so your toenails are touching the floor.
Oh, I see. So we're tucking the toes under against the ground.
Exactly. You are placing the dorsal top side of the toes on the floor. Now, very slowly and carefully, begin to bend your knees and transfer just a tiny bit of weight onto that back foot. You will feel an intense stretch across the front of the ankle and toes.
Wow, this feels much stronger than the seated version.
It is, and because it is stronger, the safety rule is also more strict. We do not want any sharp pain. We work only in the zone of discomfort. Let's say, maximum of 5 out of 10. And if you feel sharp pain, back off immediately. Your goal is to gently open the joint, not force it.
How long do we hold this one?
Start small. Hold for just 10 seconds. Then carefully return the foot to normal. Turn around and do the other foot. As your flexibility improves over weeks, build up to 30 or 40 seconds. This exercise is the specific antidote for curled, cramped toes.
It's amazing how tight that area gets without us realizing it.
It is the result of decades of wearing shoes. But this movement reverses it. You can do this while waiting for the kettle to boil or brushing your teeth. Just make sure you have support. Now that we have awakened the muscles and stretched the tendons, we need to teach the brain how to use this new freedom.
And that brings us to the final exercise?
Yes. This is where we integrate everything into balance. We call it tiptoe rolls. It teaches your brain a crucial lesson. I can trust my toes. They are strong. They hold me. We're going to load the anchors.
Amazing. How do we set it up?
Stand facing the wall. Place both palms on the wall at chest height for support. Feet shoulder width apart. Now, rise up high onto your tiptoes. Feel your weight shift entirely to the balls of your feet and your toes.
Okay, I'm up. My calves are engaging.
Good. Now, without lowering your heels, begin to roll or march in place. Bend one knee while keeping the other leg straight, shifting your weight. Then switch. It looks like walking, but your heels never touch the floor. You stay high on your toes the entire time.
So we're constantly shifting weight from one set of toes to the other.
Exactly. Imagine you are pressing your toes into the floor with every step. Try to do this for 10 to 12 shifts. Breathe evenly. This strengthens the arch, the calves, and the toes simultaneously. It also pumps blood back up the legs, aiding venous return.
I can feel my toes working hard to stabilize me.
That is the brain reconnecting. When you do this regularly, your brain stops ignoring the toes and starts using them again. Your gait becomes softer. The ground feels more reliable.
This feels like a complete system, but you mentioned a trap that could undo all this work.
Yes, the shoe trap. Please look at the shoes you wear every day. If they have a narrow pointed toe box that squishes your toes together, you are actively destroying your balance. You are bunching your anchors together and turning them off.
So wide shoes are essential.
They are critical. You need shoes with a wide toe box where your toes can spread and wiggle freely. If you train your feet for 15 minutes, but then lock them in a vise for 8 hours, the problem will return. And whenever safe, walk barefoot or in socks at home. Let your feet feel the floor.
Doctor, this has been eye-opening. It's not just balance abstractly, it's mechanics.
It is mechanics. Balance is a skill that requires maintenance, but the body is forgiving. Start small. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes a day to these 4 exercises. Be consistent. Your body will thank you with every steady step you take.
Thank you, doctor. To everyone listening, start tonight. Do the towel scrunch. Check your toes, see the difference, and come back to tell us how your walking changes.
If this helped, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Confidence in every step is possible.
And make sure to watch this next episode.
Oh, this is a good one. People should see
We should
this.
definitely watch. See you there.